Hi, good morning, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. My name is Adnan Ali, and today I will be discussing health, wellness, and safety standards and all the practices in early childhood education and care. As early childhood educator, we have a professional responsibility to create the environments where children feel safe, healthy, included and supported. Throughout this presentation, I will explain why health and safety are important, discuss key practices used in early childhood services, describe the risk assessment process using fiction care, and reflect on example from my own experience. Before discussing specific practices, it is important to understand that health and safety are the foundation of children's learning and development. When children feel safe, they are more likely to explore, build relationships, develop confidence, and engage in meaningful learning experiences. Today, I will cover five key areas. First, why health and safety matter. Second, important health and safety practices used in early childhood settings. Third, the risk assessment process. Fourth, the importance of partnerships with families. And finally, I will connect theory, policy, and placement experience to demonstrate how these practices and the practices operate in real world setting. Okay, so health and safety are essentials because they support children's well-being, learning, and holistic development. According to EYLF, children learn best when they feel safe, secure, and supported in their environment. Health and safety practices support children's physical, emotion, and social cognitive development. For example, safe environments allow children to explore confidently, while consistent routines help them feel emotionally secure. These practices also protect children from preventable injuries and illness through effective supervision, hygiene, and risk management. Importantly, children who feel safe are more willing to participate in learning, develop independence, and build positive relationships with others. This is why health and safety are not separate from education, they are central to high quality early childhood practices. Okay, so these are some my framework guiding practices. Health and safety practices are guided by several important frameworks. We have the National Quality Framework (NQF). It established expectations for quality education and care services. The NQS, particularly Area 2, focuses on children's health and safety, and the education and care services national law and regulation provide legal requirement that services must follow. The early year learning framework or EYLF guides educators in supporting children's learning, well-being, and development. In addition, the staying healthy guidelines provide evidence-based advice for preventing infectious diseases in education and care settings. So together these frameworks help educators make informed professional decisions that protect children's health, safety, and well-being. Moving on the next slide, these are my key health and safety practices that I have experienced and I have learned uh, through my studies. So the first important practice is active supervision. Active supervision means more than simply watching children. It involves positioning ourselves strategically, anticipating risk, and responding quickly when needed. During my placement in a long day case surveys for children aged 3 to 5 years, I observed educators carefully selecting position during outdoor play so they could see all the children at a time. So there were always an additional educators outside to support supervision. So another important practice is hygiene and infection control. Hand washing, cleaning routines, and illness management procedures help reduce the spread of infection disease. So during placement, educators regularly clean the toilets, floors, and toys used by children. These routines help maintain a healthy learning environment. Moving on the next slide, we have some key health and safety practices. The other thing that I must include are nutrition and hydration are also critical to children's health and well-being. Healthy eating support children's growth, brain development, and ability to participate in learning. Positive meal times and encouraging independence, social interaction, and healthy habits. Another important practice is maintaining safe indoor and outdoor environments. Educators regularly inspect learning spaces and identify potential hazard before children access them. During my placement, each room displayed a risk assessment sheet identifying concerns such as lightning, ventilation, and tripping hazard. These documents showed whether an area was safe for children to enter and demonstrated how risk management is embedded in everyday practice. Moving on the next slide. So, strong partnerships with families are essential for supporting the children's well-being. Effective communication involves respect, collaboration, and cultural responsiveness. My placement service worked with families from diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds. Educators regularly communicated with families during drop-off and pick-up times, and it's a usual thing, sharing information about children's learning, well-being, and health needs. So when educators and family work together, children experience greater consistency between home and the service. This partnership help children to feel secure and sports positive outcomes for learning and development. Yeah. So moving on the next slide. Yeah. So, to explain our risk assessment in practice, I will use a fictional learning a service. I just named it Little River Early Learning Center. So, this is a long day care service for children aged 2 to 5. The center's culturally diverse families and provides inclusive indoor and outdoor learning environment. The service priority is safe, teen inclusion, well-being, and family partnership. This fictional example reflect many of the practices I observed during my placement. So, risk assessment is structured process used to identify and manage hazards. The process begins with identifying hazards. Educators then assess the risk, considering how likely harm is to occur and how serious the consequences may be. And after that, educators develop control measures to reduce risk. After implementation, these measures are monitored and reviewed regularly. Importantly, risk assessment is not about eliminating all risk. Children learn through exploring and challenging. Instead, risk assessment helps educator balance safety with meaningful learning opportunities. Moving on the next slide. So this is my scenario, an example of risk assessment that is based on outdoor water play sports sensory learning, problem solving, and social interactions. However, it also presents risk such as slips, crowding, and hygiene concerns. To manage these risks, educators use active supervision, non-slip surfaces, small group routines, and small group and hygiene procedures. I also observed strong allergy management practice during placement. Children with allergies used color coded bowls displaying their photographs, helping educators quickly identifying dietary requirements. In addition, educators ensured children's medical bags are accompanied with them, like whenever they move between the rooms, or even when they go outside in the outdoor play. So these practices demonstrate proactive risk management and professionally how they are caring in the daycare. Moving on the next slide. So I think effective early childhood practice connects theory, policy, and professional experiences. Then NQS and national regulations establish expectations for children's health and safety. The early learning framework highlights the importance of well-being, belonging, and secure relationships. My placement experience showed these principles are implemented through active supervision, hygiene routines, risk assessment, and allergy management procedures. As I have explained, these experiences strengthened my understanding of professional judgment and the educator's responsibility to create safe and sportive environment. So moving on my next slide, that's my conclusion. To conclude, health, wellness, and safety are fundamental to high quality early education center. So, practices such as supervision, hygiene, nutrition, safe environment, and risk assessment support children's well being, learning, and development. These practices are guided by professional frameworks and strengthened through partnerships with families. My placement experiences demonstrated that health and safety are not separate, but they are embedded into everyday educators' practice. So ultimately, when educators and families work together, children can learn, grow, and thrive in in safe, inclusive, and nurturing environment. That's all from me, and thank you very much for listening. Thank you.